The veteran dragon thought it was just a spot, but what the human nurse discovered shocked everyone for 5 centuries. The battle-scarred dragon, Vorthen the Flameworn, had stood as a symbol of resilience and strength. His black scales bore deep cracks from ancient wars, and his claws could slice through boulders. Once a guardian of the celestial peaks, he now lived in dignified retirement in the royal sanctuary of dragons on planet Reiner. He rarely allowed anyone near, especially humans. But lately, a strange itch had begun under one of his rear scales, a small, discolored spot. Dismissing it as a sign of aging, Vorthen ignored it. Dragons didn't complain. Dragons endured until the pain worsened. By the time the palace's dragon keepers noticed Vorthen limping, the spot had grown in size and was beginning to ooze a strange green fluid. The royal veterinarian, a stoic elf named Velmyra, tried everything. Enchanted salves, anti-infection runes, even high dragon alchemy. Nothing worked. And worse, Vorthen had become agitated, growling in pain, barely eating, his wings drooping with fatigue. Finally, when all others failed, the High Council sent in a human nurse. A human? Vorthen was not amused. Her name was Miri, young, fresh-faced, and barely up to a dragon's kneecap. She arrived wearing a soft gray robe and no armor, with nothing but a satchel of herbal medicines and a scanning wand that chirped with almost annoying optimism. "You sent that?" Vorthen rumbled, his voice echoing through the sanctuary like rolling thunder. "A hatchling in cloth?" "I'm a nurse," Miri said gently, "and I specialize in cross-species diagnostics." "You specialize in annoying me." She smiled. "Let me prove I can help. If I fail, you can roast me." The old dragon huffed a laugh, then coughed. Even that hurt now. With cautious steps, Miri approached the infected spot. It was ugly, purple-veined, weeping green pus and pulsing unnaturally. "Don't touch it," Vorthen growled. "I won't. Just scanning." She ran the wand across it. The device beeped erratically. Miri's expression shifted. First confusion, then alarm. She scanned again, then ran the wand up Vorthen's spine, around his limbs, under his wings. "What is it?" the dragon asked, more growl than question. "You're infested," she said slowly. "But not by any infection I know. This isn't natural." He narrowed his golden eyes. "Explain." She turned her scanner around to show him. "There's a foreign biological signature under your scale. Not a disease. A parasite. A nest of them. They're breeding inside your body." The hall fell silent. Then Vorthen rose slowly, towering over her, trembling with rage. "Someone did this to me?" Miri nodded. "This is too organized to be natural. These parasites weren't just feeding. They were monitoring. You were being used." Word of Miri's discovery spread like wildfire through the sanctuary. The council summoned security mages, dragon historians, and healers to investigate. Samples were taken. Scrying rituals began. Miri worked tirelessly, gently cleansing Vorthen's wounds and injecting him with anti-parasitic elixirs designed for dragons. It was dangerous. One wrong dose and she could trigger an explosion of pain, or worse, a fatal reaction. But day after day, she returned, and Vorthen began to heal. As the parasites were neutralized, the pain subsided. Vorthen's scales regained their dark sheen. His appetite returned. More importantly, so did his strength. The old warrior could finally lift his wings again. But beneath his gratitude burned a fury. Who had dared plant such things in him? Miri finally had an answer. During one of her late-night research sessions in the medical archives, she stumbled upon a restricted record, an ancient report from the last Great War. It detailed a classified operation by the Siraker, a rival species of insectoid invaders, known for embedding microscopic hive nodes into enemy creatures to collect intel and weaken them from within. The Sirakar were believed to have been extinct, but clearly they weren't. She brought the data to the council. Shock rippled through the dragon elders. The parasites found in Vorthen matched the Sirakar hive nodes. That meant the Sirakar were alive. They had infiltrated the sanctuary, and they had targeted the most respected warrior dragon to weaken morale. Vorthen, despite centuries of valor, had become an unknowing host, a ticking time bomb. The council ordered a full planetary scan for Sirakar signals, but it was Vorthen who led the charge. Restored by Miri's care, his wrath was legendary. With a roar that cracked the clouds, he took to the skies for the first time in decades, leading a vanguard of fire breathers into the dark zones of Reiner's outer forests. And Miri? She was no longer just a nurse. She was named the first Flamekeeper, an honorary title once reserved for royal dragon riders. Vorthen himself lowered his head so she could sit between his horns, a gesture of eternal trust. "They sent you to heal a spot," Vorthen said one morning as they prepared for a reconnaissance flight. "But you uncovered a war." Miri chuckled. "And all I brought was a first aid kit." He laughed, a deep, thunderous joy echoing through the skies. "And yet you saved the dragon and maybe the world.